India Home Rule by M.K. Gandhi. Chapter 2. The Partition of Bengal. Reader, considering the matter as you put it, it seems proper to say that the foundation of Home Rule was laid by the Congress. But you will admit that it cannot be considered a real awakening. When and how did the awakening take place? Editor. The seed is never seen. It works underneath the ground, is itself destroyed, and the tree which rises above the ground is alone seen. Such is the case with the Congress. Yet, what you will call the real awakening took place after the partition of Bengal. For this, we have to be thankful to Lord Curzon. At the time of the partition, the people of Bengal reasoned with Lord Curzon, but, in the pride of power, he disregarded all their prayers. He took it for granted that Indians could only prattle, that they could never take any effective steps. He used insulting language, and, in the teeth of all opposition, partitioned Bengal. That day may be considered to be the day of the partition of the British Empire. The shock that the British power received through the partition has never been equaled by any other act. This does not mean that the other injustices done to India are less glaring than that done by the partition. The salt tax is not a small injustice. We shall see many such things later on. But the people were ready to resist the partition. At that time, the feeling ran high. Many leading Bengalis were ready to lose their all. They knew their power, hence the conflagration. It is now well nigh unquenchable. It is not necessary to quench it either. Partition will go, Bengal will be reunited, but the rift in the English bark will remain. It must daily widen. India awakened is not likely to fall asleep. Demand for abrogation of partition is tantamount to demand for home rule. Leaders in Bengal know this, British officials realize it. That is why partition still remains. As time passes, the nation is being forged. Nations are not formed in a day. The formation requires years. Reader, what, in your opinion, are the results of partition? Editor, hitherto we have considered that for redress of grievances, we must approach the throne, and, if we get no redress, we must sit down, except that we may still petition. After the partition, people saw that petitions must be backed up by force, and that they must be capable of suffering. This new spirit must be considered to be the chief result of partition. That spirit was seen in the outspoken writings in the press. That which the people said tremblingly and in secret began to be said and be written publicly. The Swadeshi movement was inaugurated. People, young and old, used to run away at the sight of an English face. It now no longer awed them. They did not fear even a row or being imprisoned. Some of the best sons of India are at present in banishment. This is something different from mere petitioning. Thus are the people moved. The spirit generated in Bengal has spread in the north to the Punjab, and in the south to Cape Comorin. Reader, do you suggest any other striking result? Editor, the partition has not only made a rift in the English ship, but has made it in ours also. Great events always produce great results. Our leaders are divided into two parties, the moderates and the extremists. Those may be considered as the slow party and the impatient party. Some call the moderates the timid party and the extremists the bold party. All interpret the two words according to their preconceptions. This much is certain, that there has arisen an enmity between the two. The one distrusts the other and imputes motives. At the time of the Surat Congress, there was almost a fight. I think that this division is not a good thing for the country, but I think also that such divisions will not last long. It all depends upon the leaders how long they will last. You have reached the end of Chapter 2 of Indian Home Rule by M.K. Gandhi. Click on the links at the end of the video to go to the playlist or the next chapter if it's available. If you enjoy the content and would like to support the channel, please like and subscribe.